Welcome back to Girly Chronicles.
Yeah.
I know you see somehow the world will change for me. And be so wonderful.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Girly Chronicles podcast, everyone.
Yeah, welcome back.
This is episode 7. Last time I said it was episode 7, but it was episode 6. Alright, so welcome everyone. Hello, how are you?
Hello, everyone.
I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Spotify. We have a TikTok, we have an Instagram. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, share with your friends.
Amen.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. Okay. So today we are going to kind of test a formula here. We're working out the formula of this podcast, and I think today might be kind of where we land. Okay. So let's just do a little debrief about our week, I guess. Do you want to start us off?
Yes. Okay, I feel like I was telling Maya this. I feel like when you become an adult, like you kind of live the same life over and over. So yeah, a lot of this
like the episode of SpongeBob, you know, when he's like becomes normal and he lives the same day over and over.
It's the best day. Is that one?
No, the best day ever is like when they hunt for the jellyfish or something.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, I feel like, okay, it's very mundane and practical because you live the same life, but I feel like I'm being spontaneous. I feel young and hot and free. I'm ready to live my life. So I was telling Maya that I'm just like enjoying life. I'm letting the prospects come to me. I'm saying yes to more opportunities. So that's kind of where this week is.
Yeah, 25, I feel like I'm coming into myself.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm finally figuring out what I want to be, who I want to be, because kind of like what we were talking about last week, like, I kind of do feel like I'm getting in touch with, kind of like you said, like, your inner child in a way, because whenever I was a kid, I feel as though maybe I was more full of hope and maybe more delusional about the world. Like, I really wanted to be an actress.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be an actress. And, earlier, Joss and I were watching TV, and I don't know, I was like, I want to be an actress. Like,
you can still do it.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what, I could still do it. Like,
yeah.
But, yeah. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, okay, so I feel like it has kind of been, we're in our mid-20s, right?
Yeah.
And you do kind of feel like, okay, maybe life isn't supposed to be that serious. Like maybe I'm supposed to have a little fun. Like this ride is about to be real short. I want to at least say like I lived a little bit of life. Not always just stressing about the next bill. Not always just like in some drama, but just actually enjoying our life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people say life is short, but life to me looks kind of long because... Sorry, I had to burp. Back to Vanderpump. So
that's our show, y'all.
Miss Lisa Vanderpump. Everyone on that show wants to be her because she's a multimillionaire, number one.
Right.
But like she has her eggs in so many baskets. Like she has so many businesses going on. She has so many things that she does. And yeah, like Stassi says, I want to be like Lisa. I want to be a boss bitch.
Right.
And yeah, like I want to be strong. I want to be sure of myself. And in terms of like living so many lives, she has so many projects and she's done so many things that life looks long. Like you have a lot of opportunity to do a lot. and I think I'm realizing that now. I'm realizing things, but I really am like, I feel like I'm materializing it in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm really gripping it.
I think that when you want something to be, when you want a moment to be something different from what it is, then you're suffering, right? So always like putting joy off into the future of like some accolade or like some financial payout has kind of been like my thought process. But I'm like, you know what? No, like maybe my blessings won't actually come through me, like they'll be through other people. Maybe people are here to help me as much as I'm here to help them. Maybe life is more giving than I've always thought because I've always had these self-limiting beliefs. And so I think in that way, yeah, it's long when you think about how long life truly is, but I just think about it felt like I graduated high school like yesterday. And this upcoming year will be like my 10-year reunion. So I'm like, oh, like it really does go by in a blink, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, like 10 years ago, I was 15.
yeah.
And 15, I was like, yeah, I know what I'm about, girl.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Boy, that 15, it's so funny because thinking about, because I started high school when I was 14. So thinking about 14-year-old me to the me now, like she would definitely be like, okay, yes, bitch, we got our life together. But because you're standing in this moment with yourself now, you're not ever like I'm that girl, like I'm that bitch, I'm so sure of myself. You're always like, what's next? Like, what can I do next? Like, how do I get to the next step? So you're always kind of discontented in whatever moment you're in, I feel like. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to be like that for the rest of my life. Like, sometimes I do need to let my hair down. Sometimes I do need to be a princess. I do need to get my nails done. I do want to be pampered. Like, it doesn't always have to be hustle, you know?
Right.
And I think that's what I've learned.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what life has in store. And, yeah, I don't know. I just, for some reason, I feel like I haven't felt like this before. Or maybe within the past couple of years, or maybe even because of COVID.
Yeah.
Because, like, right before COVID happened, well, okay, like I said, we went to spring break and then we never came back. Well, I had plans to study abroad that summer. Obviously, they got canceled because,
Yeah.
everything, the world shut down.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think that, like I said, like, there's, like, some trauma left from that, in a way. Because, or that's kind of maybe unrealized, and now I'm realizing it because I feel like for a few years there, I was so not looking forward to the future, or just like very disillusioned by it, and just kind of thinking like, I don't know, I never, in that period of time, the past few years, I wasn't really looking forward to the future a lot.
Like you wouldn't allow yourself to get excited?
Right, yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah, I think so. And now I think I'm getting back to being excited about the future, and I don't know, like I'm 25 and why do I kind of want to be a YouTuber? I don't really want to be a YouTuber, but I think like how you were saying, like fame, it brings you freedom in a way because you have the financial stability, right? And that's freedom.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do want that. I do want that, and I do want the recognition. So do I want to be famous? Yes. I'm admitting it here in front of you all. Oh, and you know what? I have another sin. I have another sin to commit. Jazz, well, Joss let it slip earlier. I have to reveal right here to the congregation, to you all. We went to Target this week.
Bitches.
We were for real boycotting. I told Jocelyn, I said, we're not going to Target. And she's like, okay. And she kept trying to go. And I was like, no, we're not going to Target. And then finally, she convinced me because she needed her hair products. So I was like, fine.
Girl, they got them hair products somewhere.
Yeah, I know they really do. And I was like, fine, we can go to Target.
Okay, let's just go in there. We don't have to buy anything. We're helping this brand, not anybody else.
You know what? I'm really glad that we've been boycotting it because every time we go in there, we spend way too much. Like we went down there for hair products and we left with a coffee machine.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I watched this video today about like marketing and stuff like that, and so they were like, "Do you want to shop at Walmart or do you want to shop at Target?" And I was like, "What the fuck? I shop at Walmart." And so she was like, "Because at Walmart, like you're there to shop." But at Target, you get an experience. You go get your coffee, you get your flowers, you walk around, you can look at stuff that you don't even need and you buy it.
And for me personally, as Verizon, it's aesthetically pleasing.
Oh my.
It's aesthetically pleasing. I'm sorry.
She needed an excuse to spend money.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of bougie. I don't go to I've never been to Whole Foods to grocery shop. But I like to go inside Whole Foods because it's just beautiful.
I've never been in there.
Oh, I go in there whenever I'm at work, because it's like it's like for lunch. Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say you're supposed to be at work.
Yeah, for lunch on my lunch break. Obviously, you guys, duh. I go during my lunch break because it's not that far from the office,
right?
And they have a hot bar in there, so it's like an adult cafeteria basically.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, and they have some fancy, cute little stuff in there. This candle's from Whole Foods.
Yeah. This candle's from Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's cute. But also, like, I guess they have, like, seasonal food. So right now they have, like, dragon fruit and, like, yellow mangoes or something. So they have, like cool produce, you know?
I've never tried dragon fruit.
That's why I like North Park. Nice. That's why I like North Park Mall, too.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No. But somebody told me I live really close.
No. You live in...
Oh, that's not close.
You live in Redacted. No, I just want, because I don't want to dox you.
They're gonna be showing up like looking for me.
All of our fans.
Because I talked mad shit about Trump. The two guys I was like already like, hell nah, we don't like them. They left clown emojis.
Oh, speaking of Trump, let's throw a little Trump news out there.
Woo!
What's today's date, y'all? March 23rd. Earlier this week, or I guess last week, whatever, Trump signed. He wants to dismantle the Department of Education.
Did you see? Okay.
Start homeschooling your kids, y'all.
Did you see how okay, so I saw where he wants to give power back to the states, right? I saw where they want to desegregate everything. And somebody was...
Desegregate?
Yeah.
Desegregate?
No, sorry. Segregate everything. Yeah.
Segregate?
Yeah. And somebody was like, okay, let's start with sports.
No.
Talking about like auto black. It was like, yeah, hell yeah.
No, that's actually a really good
Everybody was like, hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're right. That was a really good comeback.
Yeah. I was
wait,
ooh.
Who wants to segregate what?
He does.
Trump? Are you for real? Like legit racial segregation?
I
Where'd you
saw
hear this
where
from?
it said...
What's your source?
I was watching the little... Okay, my source is... I'm so sorry, y'all. My source is... Okay.
Truth Social?
No. She's this girl on TikTok called The News Girl, but she gives actual legit facts. Okay. I'm just not good at spitting facts back verbatim because she never adds her opinion. She always says just exactly what it is that he's presenting. I just don't know how to word vomit it back out.
Right.
But basically, it's giving the states the power back to decide how they want to run their restaurants and bars and stuff like that. And so I've seen in the comments where people are like, okay, that's fine. And watch this dude fine without him. I was like, I'm scared.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I'll show you after this.
Segregation?
Yeah, can you imagine if like I had to stand on the opposite side of the room to communicate with you? Like, Maya!
but I allow you into my home. It like, do I have that privilege, like, as a white person, like, to say no, she's good?
But honestly, okay,
Don't
if we no, I think about it like this. If okay, because it seems like everything that he's doing is to strip as much power from the people as possible.
Obviously.
So I feel like if we're going to be regressing, it's going to be like the old times where it was illegal for you to do these things in your home. You know what I mean?
I'm just having a moment, and just thinking about what a dystopian time we're heading in towards. I don't know. This is just
Life doesn't feel real to me,
it's
right?
so strange.
Yeah. But you know what I keep telling myself? Because, yeah, like, we should be afraid because this is an evil man that's in power. But at the same time, I'm like, no. I feel like what was happening is that people were becoming super enlightened. People were becoming empowered. People were finding their voice. People were finding spirituality. And this man, whoever his puppeteer or whoever the guy is that's running the world behind him was like, we got to think fast because these people are being enlightened and we can't have them thinking for themselves. So take whatever power we can from them and make them fight amongst each other.
But yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing with, like, the culture war. That's what the culture war is. It's to turn us on each other. That's why racism is such a large tool for the elite, because, like, we're turned on each other rather than being united as a class and turning our energy on the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I do feel like with everything that's happening, I do feel like maybe we will come together collectively as a class because it's not just affecting a certain type of people. It's affecting everybody.
Exactly. It is affecting everybody, but you have people in our class who don't realize that, who still think that somehow it's your fault because you're black or brown or homeless or poor or whatever. They think it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, they don't see how they're hurting, I'm hurting, we're hurting because of the same person, the same people, the same class. So once we realize that, yeah, maybe sure. But
yeah. I keep telling myself, okay, yeah, this is awful. But at the same time, we don't have recognition. We don't have fame. We don't have any authority, which is kind of like what led me and Maya to do this and to pursue our ventures, because we're like, okay, we're going to just talk mad shit our whole lives amongst each other about like stuff that we could be getting out.
Yeah. And so every day, not every day, but every time Jazz comes over to record, I have to tell her, save it for the pod, because, like, I tell her, no, we need to monetize our yap sessions.
Yeah.
We need to monetize our yap sessions because like we were saying, we're creative people and we need to be able to survive off of our talents. And I think right now we're learning how to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think this is our first step. You know, I mean, you have your stuff that you're doing with your singing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should do more, Jazz. I think you should sing more.
Girl, we're working on it. Okay, so
I always wanted to ask you, do you, like, make your own music or anything? I mean, I know you sing. Do you write songs or?
Yeah, so I write like music all the time,
mm-hmm.
which it looks more like poetry than anything else. But as far as being in a studio, it's been very complicated because of the money issue.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I don't know, I think that because of technology and everything, you can do everything by yourself. Like, you can self-publish a lot, you know?
Okay, so I've been trying to learn how to do the production side of things because like we said the last pod, we're kind of like being tested to become the people that we're asking to be.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe you're not going to be able to like have it done easily, so you might need to know how to produce your own music.
Right.
And it's a lot more complicated than I thought.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so I've been watching a whole bunch of tutorials and stuff like that, but uh, as far as like understanding like syncing, license and publishing and copyright and stuff like that, I've been studying, I've been trying to understand that, because yeah, I am super creative, but it is a whole business too, where it's like there's vultures involved.
Obviously, yes.
So I'm still trying to work out getting stuff for covers. So I don't know, because these people are also very busy as well. So I've been emailing. I'm trying to get something out there, because I'm like, okay, there's only so many times I can be like, I want to do this, and not have pedal to the metal,
Right.
So I feel like the universe rewards the courageous, and we just have to be really bold right now.
Do you feel like Dallas is a good scene for you to do that? I don't know, because I feel like ideally I guess the facade is that if you're creative and if you want to make it in the industry, you have to move to LA or New York.
Okay, so I was watching this video where it talked about, if you move to a super city, you'll learn the traits of a super successful person, right? So that's like New York, that's Houston, LA, and there were a couple more. But in these cities, you have business opportunities, which, yeah, for me creatively, it would work out and I would find a way to survive. But I feel like because the industry had shifted so much, where back in the day, like, record labels would make money from actual physical sales of like disc.
Yeah.
And now everything is streaming. So you really can do a lot of stuff at home, because what it comes down to is, if this person's a creative person, if this person has an entrepreneurial spirit, can this person market themselves? Can this person, like, basically understanding the business for yourself? Because if you're going to be a puppet in the industry, you're not going to make it anyway, because nobody's going to do the work for you. You know what I mean? So it's easier because you have a better opportunity to have eyes on you. Like, I feel like the more you put yourself out there, the more you have somebody turning back to look at you. It just is about being consistent and growing your platforms, which is the ugly truth. But it's also hard because today's industry is a popularity contest.
Yeah, and that's what I've been thinking, like, kind of, because I've said that I want to be famous, but then you have to think about what that is and how you're going to get there, because there's a lot of avenues, especially now with technology. And our kind of topic-ish for today is social media, which we kind of been dancing around it, right?
Yeah.
Like, the idea of social media for us as creatives is putting your name out there, having a platform to literally sell yourself, sell your talent, right?
Yeah.
Sell whatever it is you want to sell, because at the end of the day, you're selling something, right?
Right.
And then I mentioned the people that I watch, the creatives that I watch, the people that are like internet famous, or gay famous, which is like, the drag queens. I mean, like, there's the internet people, they got big on the internet, but then I don't know, like, I mean, I've posted on TikTok, but I'm not ever in the habit of like posting on social media all the time, or like every time I have something to say. Like, right. I'm not in that habit. And I think that the people who made it big on social media, like initially, like on TikTok or whatever, like Drew Afawalo, for example, I feel like people like her got the success because she would post like consistently.
Right? Yeah, right.
And obviously her stuff got a lot of views because she's funny, but like it's the consistency of the posting too.
Right. Because I think that is kind of what holds us back, because we're super creative, but we want to be seen in a certain light. Like, we want to be taken seriously, and we feel like everything needs to be a production.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We haven't even done 10 episodes, and while I'm editing, I'm already tired of hearing myself.
Yeah.
And I'm already like, am I playing a character? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've barely even started. Well, what am I gonna do if I actually like make it and I'm gonna go insane?
Right.
So
But then you'll have editors. You'll have somebody else that does
exactly,
it.
exactly.
But the only thing is because I think we're looking at ourselves as like these two people that get in front of this camera and we're like, who is that? But at the end of the day, that is how celebrities work. You can't just come in like just, hey y'all, like I want to chill.
Everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, you have to turn it on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
when I'm in this like little reporter.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
yeah, you do have to
performance.
you have to turn something on. You have to have some kind of performance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm grateful that I get to do it with her, but
yeah, and I'm grateful that it's you. Yeah,
because I would be anxious as fuck if it was somebody else. I would be like,
oh really? If it was somebody else?
Yeah, I feel like I would be fake performative, like.
I'm excited to get our equipment set here. We're in the process. There has been some hurdles, you know what? But honest to God, y'all, it would not be my project if there weren't some bullshit ass hurdles. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but whenever I try to do something, there is going to be some challenges that like, why was that even necessary?
Well, okay.
Just to test my patience.
What's your life path number, if I can ask?
I don't fucking know. 2?
You don't?
2 maybe?
2?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. I have done it, but I don't remember. That was a long time ago. Or maybe 3. I don't know.
Wait, okay. So
should we pause and do it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, resume. All right. Okay, so we paused, and you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we paused, and I am a life path 3. So life path 3 suggests a person is creative, communicative, optimistic, a natural problem solver, but they may struggle with criticism, need to learn to manage their time, and manage their time. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good at that. Anyways, avoid becoming too egocentric. She said she wants to be famous.
No, I don't feel like you're egocentric though. I feel like you got your feet on the ground. Very good over here.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you say that, because I do have these things about me that say that I have a tendency to be like egocentric in this way, because even the Libra rising thing, there's a mention in the book about like vanity being vain, because like Libra, Venus,
Yeah.
Which I do feel that deep in my soul. I'm not gonna lie.
But like that you're vain?
Yeah.
but you're lying.
But it's in there. I'm not gonna lie.
It's deep in
there. It's deep in there. But it's not something that's like all consuming, or it doesn't really like come out.
Yeah. So I feel like when I see and think of Maya, I think of somebody that is such an advocate for justice. Her Libra rising.
Right.
But I don't really think of her as being like the negatives. But also, she knows herself more than I would know her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but I like to have the outside perspective.
Yeah.
And I think like, because we've talked about that. I read tarot, and whenever I went, and we talked about it personally, but we didn't talk about it here on the podcast. Whenever I went and had that tarot reading from that woman, I told her, I mentioned, oh yeah, I read tarot, and then I said something later on. I was like, oh, but you might know because if you read for yourself. And she was like, no, I never read for myself.
Why?
I thought that was very interesting. Whenever it comes to tarot, the first book that I read about it, like, she says that not everyone's practice is the same. That's why spirituality is like, that's why we enjoy it, because no one's spirituality looks the same.
Yeah. Right?
So, and same thing for tarot. No one reader or no two readers are going to be the same. The lady that I went to, she didn't use spreads. I kind of use spreads, but not like really. Some readers, they like their spreads.
Yeah.
A lot of readers read reverse meanings. I don't really read reverse meanings. So it just depends. Everyone's practice is different, but yeah, she just didn't read for herself. But I like don't often get to have someone else read for me.
Yeah.
So I really like to have that outside perspective because I feel like, yeah, it is hard to analyze yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time, I think because I'm with myself so much, I think that I'm selfish a lot of the times,
Mm-hmm.
or like I look at myself in a dark way,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll hear like things being reflected back, like, oh my gosh, like we love you, like you're such a light to the world, like you don't think about it because you're just being yourself throughout whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it is really helpful because I'm always thinking I'm a bitch. I'm always like, okay, I hope I didn't come off evil.
No, I mean, even whenever before we were recording earlier and Joss was out here, um, and she said something about me being mean to you, but that's just how I talk. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sassy. Like, I have to be like theatrical, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not really like being mean. I'm just being,
Yourself.
yeah,
I was telling
loud.
Maya and Joss, I I was telling them that I'm like that with men just because I don't not that I wouldn't say I don't consider men's feelings, but I just I don't care. But with women, I'm so like, can I help you? Like, what's wrong? Like, I want to love you.
Definitely whenever I meet like strangers who are women,
Yeah.
I'm nicer than
She's
with
straight.
than with men. With men, I'm definitely like, who are you?
Yeah.
I'm holding you at a
Suspect.
distance.
Yeah.
But I guess at the same time, like being a journalist, I have to interact with a lot of not strange men, but men who are strangers. Okay, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I keep it professional, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I do notice that if I have to go interview people, I'm always like looking for women, or I don't know, women are just, for some reason I know women are easier to talk to, or they're more willing to speak. For some reason men are, I don't know, men are just, so many men are just little boys in male
Yeah.
bodies, honestly, and grown male bodies.
Yeah. Honestly, like, it is like that out here. Not just men, though. Some of the women, like, I'll hear their life choices and I'm like, Lord, please don't let me be that when I'm older. Please let me learn them now. So, but yeah, life path 3. I'm a life path 1.
Yeah.
I'm still on the discovery to, like, figure out. I'm going to get my birth chart, okay? I just haven't had the extra cash to get.
But I thought that you said that you figured it out.
Yeah, okay, so I had somebody do a reverse chart reading.
Yeah.
Who was like, based off your life choices and how everything's played out, you could be a Virgo rising. But it also could be in the later stages of Leo. So I'm like, I don't know how I show up. Like, to me, I'm very conscious of people. Like, I want people to like me, if that makes sense. But I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's Leo.
I would think that's Leo more than Virgo. I would think Virgo doesn't really give a shit if anyone likes them.
Yeah. I want to make a good impression.
And to me, that's Leo.
Yeah.
To me, I can see Leo more for you. It makes more sense that you would be a Leo rising.
I don't feel... Okay, so the only thing that kind of gets me is that it says, like, okay, they're egotistical, they're haughty, like, people, they're arrogant, which, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I had this conversation with my sister, and it was like, if things did come to me easily, I might just be an arrogant ass bitch. Just because I would feel like I knew everything. Right. But as far as, like, that being me, I don't feel like I'm not coachable, or, you know, but I do like to do things on my own.
But not Leo, your rising is, yeah, people's first impression of you, and it's kind of like your overall outlook on life, and just how you appear immediately.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that like your whole personality is your rising.
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
that's fair.
Your rising is a smaller part of it. That's why I like the book that I have, Astrology. What is it? A Guide to Self-Awareness. What is it called? With astrology? I don't know. An Astrological Guide to Self-Awareness. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
She puts emphasis on the sun because she draws it back to like the literal solar system, right? Because that's what you're looking at whenever you're looking at astrology. You're looking at the actual solar system.
Right.
And the sun is obviously at the center. It's the star. It's the thing that holds it all together. So that's your ego, right? Everyone has their sun sign, their ego. So that's like your whole self. And everything else is very small in comparison, right? It's just the kind of the extra stuff that makes you who you are.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess sometimes your rising can be characteristics that you don't even really like that much. Like, for me, well, I don't know. This could be because my dad's a Libra, but
you hate Libra people?
Not people, men. I don't hate Libra men.
I don't like the men.
It's just more often so Leo men and Libra men I can spot from a mile away.
Okay.
Because
what are the characteristics?
Arrogance.
Oh yeah. I don't like arrogant men.
Leo men. It's. Yeah, they're very sure of themselves. They're very confident, very outspoken, and they can be very nice.
Yeah.
But they're just very much like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Love it or leave it.
So you.
And exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Don't like her.
I like to play with Leo men.
Yeah.
Like bantering with them and stuff, you know, because they're fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Libra men think they're so gosh darn charming.
And they're not. They're not funny.
Prince Charming.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like that. You know, when you didn't become funny naturally, like when you were in school. That's what it reminds me of. Like they're trying too hard to be funny, but they're really
white
being...
male comics. Yeah.
It's like them bullying people around them so they can seem like the big dog. I'm like, shut up.
Okay, I feel like we barely even talked about social media, honestly.
Okay, back to social media.
No. I mean, we can go back to social media.
Yeah.
But what do we want to say about social media? I mean, yeah, like, we are the generation that grew up with social media.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like that's what makes us so mentally weak as a generation because, okay, not too much. Everything's been instantaneous for our generation.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, we don't really have to go out and do much. We can just, it's at the tap. It's at the, the end of our fingertips.
Yeah.
It's so easily.
That's why we have brain rot. That's why we're all gonna have dementia by the time we're 40.
Yeah.
You know?
And honestly, I think about this a lot. I think that we as a society, we as a group of Gen Zers.
Our generation, yeah.
Yeah, we have become so collaborative and wanting to fight these fights, right? That it's like there's no individuality anymore. Like there's nothing. Everybody wants to be an individual and have expression, right? But at the end of the day, it's not even like a real individual. It's like a version of themselves that they grab from online and they just copied and pasted it. And everybody's just regurgitating the same stuff. They have the same look. They dress the same. Everybody has the same lifestyle. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, okay, so I guess back to astrology. We're in the age of Aquarius, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what they're all saying. This is what what they keep saying.
Yeah.
We're in this age of Aquarius.
Right.
And Aquarius is the technology. Aquarius is the community. It is very interesting to see social media, and you're right, the way that we connect, the way that we both crave individuality and unity at the same time is an interesting complex.
Yeah.
There are a lot of, I feel like there are always sheep, right? You know, there's always, wake up sheeple. Okay, there's always the sheeple.
Yeah.
The people who just follow the mainstream, who for some reason don't ever really like make their own personality in a way.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I'm like completely original. Obviously, I've been influenced by things like hello,
Yeah.
you know?
Like when I think I'm just so cute and quirky. Who's the girl that was just on the
I have brain rot too.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like a different kind of brain rot. No.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay, but here's really what the point of what I want to say.
Yeah.
At the same time, because we have grown up with social media, it's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are we able to detach from it? Because I'm not gonna lie, I deleted Instagram for a bit because of the whole Zuckerberg thing. And
yeah.
You know, just you know. And I did not miss it.
Yeah.
And I have deleted Twitter.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. You know?
Right.
So I feel like, yes, I could live with social media, but I don't want to. I like social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do use it.
I actually went on a 2-year cleanse at one point.
Yeah. So I feel like our generation, we're able to step away from it, but there are people who use it like drugs.
Yeah, and okay, it's kind of like drinking, I found, because let's just say you have like a couple of friends in the group that are like, I don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody's like, come on, drink.
Mm-hmm.
So during that 2-year, because I didn't use anything, I had cut out Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything. People were like, I sent you a DM. Now, bitch, you know I just told you to call me. Like, if you need to reach me, call me. So I feel like it's, you can have those boundaries where you say like, hey, I want to live my life like this, but people are still going to just push and prod you back into what's normalized.
Okay, yeah, okay. I guess that is a con, right? Our generation, because we've grown up with it, we have a whole different set of social skills, social communication, right? Like what you're saying, I sent you a DM, like everyone's in each other TikToks, Reels, whatever.
That's how we connect now.
It's how we connect. Yeah, you're right. Social media is literally how we connect through like the jokes and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Whether it be an inside joke or just like something that you think is cool or funny or whatever.
Yeah. That's why I went back, because I felt like a grandma.
Right, yeah.
I could not relate to anything in the world.
If you're not on social media, it's almost hard to connect with your peers.
Yeah, but okay, the only thing was I felt more connected to myself, but like when I would socialize with people, it was like you're like, what's going on? Like, what are y'all talking about?
It's the brain rot, dude.
Yeah.
It's the references. Yes, it's okay. Here's what it is.
Yeah.
Because let's study humanity. Let's zoom out, right? Let's use my sociology brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're looking at the modern way we socialize with each other through social media. But if we zoom out, I mean, obviously humans have always been social creatures. We've always socialized through some kind of medium. And before the internet, it was TV, right?
Right.
Everyone had the same-ish set of channels, right? There was like, I'm gonna feel like a Gen Z right now because I don't know.
There's 3.
There's cable, and like there's like the when you don't have cable, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. Anyways, TV stations.
Yeah.
Broadcast.
Yeah.
You would have to sit down at the same time every night, once a week, and tune in to the same show and then go to school or work or whatever and talk about it the next day.
Right.
And that's the social, the pop culture, how you connected, and movies, whatever. That's how people connected before, the pop culture. But now our pop culture is it's online, it's the internet, it's social media, it's rapid, it's vast, and it's brain rot.
Yeah. I do have to give myself like hand slaps and say like, no, shut up, like don't go down that rabbit hole. But I'm so nosy, y'all, and I'm so curious about everything, so I have to kind of just grab a little piece here and there. But I feel like as I've gotten older and as this frontal lobe has formed, I don't get so wrapped up into every single thing that's online anymore. Like watching the celebrities duke it out. Like right now, there's that whole drama with like them trying to make Tate McRae and Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber like all beef or some shit like that.
You see, and I know nothing about this because I feel like whenever I'm on the internet, because I feel like because I know how to use the internet, because I know how to use social media as a Gen Z person,
Yeah,
I know how to avoid the stupid shit like that, the mainstream stuff, and get to like the good stuff, the funny stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I be on everything. Like my TikTok go crazy.
I don't care about celebrities. I just want to laugh.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it is laughable, like when you see them like doing whatever. But when I was watching this, I was like, okay, honestly, y'all need to stop believing everything. Like, come on, like Doja Cat said, go get a job, bitch. And when she said that, I was like, okay, you did not have to be that hard on me. But yeah, I've given myself better direction and not getting wrapped up into things that don't excite me or like make me motivated to get after my own like life goals.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever okay, so MySpace was whenever I think I was in like first, second grade, young. I only had a MySpace because my mom's friend made me a MySpace because she thought it was funny. It's like it would be like now if you made your niece a Facebook or something, or an Instagram, just because it's funny. When kids have social media, because it's funny, whatever. I didn't really use it. We just like made it because why not?
Yeah.
And then when Facebook rolled around, I mean, I wasn't much older. I was second grade, literally, maybe third.
When you got a Facebook?
Maybe, yeah.
Damn. Okay, what'd your parents say
But
about that?
I don't even know how I made a Facebook. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Maya was always doing shit she didn't have no business.
Yeah. But, what? I don't know. I'm confused right now. But somehow I did have a Facebook. My friends had Facebook. Because I remember we would play like the games on there. But one of my friends, she did have an older sister. So, there's that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I actually didn't really like Facebook. Like I had one, and I think I made like another one because I like lost the password to that one, of course,
Yeah.
So, but I never used it. I still never used it. I had one of my best friends. She used Facebook like all the time. Loved it. Like was always posting on Facebook.
Girl.
Me, I couldn't care about it.
Yeah.
And then Twitter. At first, I was like, I don't really care about Twitter either. Instagram was the first thing that I liked, really got into. And then after a while, when I realized that Twitter was funny, I was like, oh, here we go. I like Twitter.
Yeah.
And did you ever know about iFunny? It was just like memes. It was literally just a bunch of memes. It was called iFunny. It was an app. I had an app called iFunny. And it was just a bunch of memes. I would just scroll through memes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There's that. That was like middle school. And then, yeah, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram is what I liked for a while. Tumblr, I had Tumblr in high school.
I didn't get my first phone until I was about to go to college.
Oh, no. See, maybe I was kind of a brat, but I did have an iPhone in 6th grade.
Mm-mm. I didn't have a phone, and okay. So my parents did get us a phone my freshman year, but it wasn't long enough for me to be like, oh, I had a cell phone, because right after like Christmas it got turned off. So I only had the phone for like 3 months.
Okay.
But as far as like social media, even though I grew up with people around, I had friends that were always on their phone, and I think that's probably why my personality developed a different way than the people around me, because when I do go out, I can carry conversations and stuff like that.
She said, I actually do know how to talk, unlike you uneducated bitches.
No, because it's the first thing, like, a lot of people, especially older people, they're like, what the hell? A bitch that speaks? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Our generation and well, okay, I don't know. I don't really know when Gen Z stops, like how when Gen Z stops and Gen Alpha begins. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think it's 2003.
like um I'm trying to say this without like putting our everyone's business out there. The Jocelyn has siblings. Her
Yeah.
younger siblings. Okay, so her youngest sibling is almost 19. He'll be 19 next month. We hang around him sometimes and like his girlfriend and their friends. There have been times where we had to socialize with them. Right? They're kids to me.
Yeah.
I'm 25, but those are children. Those are kids. Yeah. And I feel like that age group, they don't know how to small talk or socialize, or it's just like very awkward.
Yeah.
Speaking to people that age.
There's this girl that just started at my job, and she's 18.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because people will come up, and I work in a very inviting workplace. Like, everybody is super friendly, everybody's playful. It's a good, energetic place to work at. So they're trying to get to know her and learn her, and they'll crack jokes, and they're like, hey, how are you? And she just has her AirPod in,
Right.
like, the whole time. Like,
Right.
if people come up to her and talk to her, she doesn't even speak.
That's so weird. It's like they don't even know how to like just be fake nice or be acquaintances or just I don't know, like there's no niceties
about us.
Yeah, exactly. We sound like boomers right now.
Yeah.
Who's raising these kids, honestly?
Who's
raising these children?
Because honestly, my mom would be like, open your mouth. If you want food, go in there and ask for it. Like, right. So I'm very, even if I'm going somewhere new, like, people are just like, okay, we can leave Jazz by herself. Jazz will be okay to talk. If there's a new person coming in the group, they're just like, okay, Jazz will talk to them.
Like, whenever you got sat next to Zilay's coworker.
Yeah. But it's like that everywhere I go, because I don't mind talking to people, and I can be friendly. But I think that happened because I was amongst people where I was kind of the entertainment in a way, because they were always on their phones. But I got socialized in a different way because I didn't have my phone in my hand all the time, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think that, I don't know, maybe just me. Okay, I also never got into video games. I cannot do video games. I don't know what it is. Video games do not hold my attention.
It makes me anxious.
Yeah, so like I said, like Facebook never held my attention. There were social medias that did hold my attention, but I feel like I never got sucked into it. Like, I never cared about the likes that much, or whatever. I mean, I wanted my posts to be cute, obviously, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I need like 1,000 likes, Yeah. I was never like that or anything. It was just always just like something fun to do, I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way either, because this is how a lot of people are developing their self-esteem.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people our age do use it like drugs. Like, it's like dopamine. Like a hit of dopamine.
That's why I got off those dating apps.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, good and well you're not going to date any of these guys.
Dating apps are another like big thing that definitely has changed the way we've socialized with each other. Because I mean, think about it. Do you think that, I mean, men hit on us whenever we go out, or they, approach us.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's vulgar, sometimes it's not. But I feel like whenever it is, it's because so many men are so entitled at this point. I mean, they've always been entitled, but because of like dating apps,
Yeah.
especially, it's just easier. Or like because of social media, they just feel like we're more accessible to them.
Yeah. I think I was like, okay, why are you on here? Because you're not dating anybody right now. And so it really was like an ego stroke. And I was like, bitch, get the fuck off here. You don't need to get your sense of self from somebody else. You need to develop that by yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in the dating world, like you're talking about, social media, it has changed the way that people vet each other. Like, that's why we don't have chivalry anymore. That's why we don't have gentlemen. We have men that are like, okay, fuck you, I can go find somebody else.
Right.
I'm like, there's too many choices.
Or even if they are being nice, I feel like still they don't know how to like make a connection other than, can I have your number, can I have your Instagram, can I have your Snapchat, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, can I have your, and it's just like,
the conversation is always surface level.
Yeah, they don't treat women like people. I mean, we know this, but it's like even more degrading somehow now, because I don't know, I don't know how to put it into words.
It feels, okay, this is how I think about it.
It's just so base level. It's so nothing. It's so boring. It's so vanilla.
It's like, we're going to...
There's no courting.
There is not courting. Yeah.
They're not courting you.
Yeah.
Correct. They think that if I get your number, you're going to go on a date with me.
Yeah.
They aren't getting to know you for the sake of getting to know you.
Yeah. I've been telling Maya about this book that I've been reading. I've finished it.
What's it called?
It's called Hoe Tactics.
Okay. Who's it by?
I can't remember his name. It's something Lambert. G.L. Lambert.
You did say it was a man.
So, it gives you the dating experience from the lens of a guy, right? And so, I think that I've always romanticized love and men in a way that
Who
they're
doesn't
not.
romanticize love?
Yeah, but it gives you like the game on how they work, and this book talks a lot about men on dating apps. It talks a lot about men that are doing the bare minimum, trying to do like, hey, like, let's hang out at night, like, stop by my house, like, stuff like that, which we know that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the bar of men that we have right now in this day and age, because of social media. So if you guys don't, I know like the language in there.
Phone.
Yeah, the language in the book is kind of like in your face, and it is kind of gross when you think about it, but he's just laying it out there like how men think. So if you're a woman,
men think?
Disgustingly, very disgustingly.
Yeah.
But because not just this book, but I read another book that was called How Men Think,
Right.
which were also written by two men, and it kind of caused the uproar within their community because men were calling them out for calling them out in these books, but they were just trying to let women know how men actually are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how we think men are,
The girls
how
are
we
fighting.
Yeah. How we grew up learning about men through the men that were like socializing us and grooming us to think as the good girl. That is not how men have been taught, and that's not how they think. And so I really do feel like, as a woman, if you're going to be in this world, you should kind of know the manipulation tactics that they use, because that book it said it all. I already was like giving men the side eye and just not trusting them fully, but this book just laid it out there why I should always keep a guard up.
I feel like this is something that nobody had to tell me.
Yeah.
Well, okay. But that made me think of Vanderpump.
I was talking about our guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Back to Vanderpump, y'all.
No, because it was an episode where, okay, this character, we'll call him a character, James Kennedy, he, who is very problematic already.
Yeah.
It's a scene with Lisa and James's mom.
Right.
And, James's mom is upset because James took it upon himself to he was mean to women, right? He fat shamed Katie and said some dumb stuff about Brittany, basically.
Yeah.
And his mom is like, Lisa, these women are coming at him. What is he supposed to do? Yeah, she's like excusing his actions, basically saying that these women are attacking him for no reason.
Right.
And then she goes on to try to beg for his job back for him. Like, enabling him so hard.
Yeah.
What the F? Like, and that's real. So many mothers take up for their sons like that.
Yeah. It's like that. Like, it's the thing that kind of infuriates me, because I feel like if you're a woman, you live that experience, you know what it is for a woman to be in competition with you. You should be advocating for women and trying to protect them. So when you do all of this shit to say, no, my baby would never do that, my son's not, like, bitch, you're lying to yourself. You're lying. You know how men operate. Like, I just feel like women that get that old, like older, excuse me for saying it like that, but women that grow older, that stay dumb like that stay oblivious to the shit that's happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're choosing to be stupid. Like, you're choosing this. You know what I mean? It feels like such a betrayal to yourself.
Yeah, it is crazy. Hashtag boy mom. You know? What is with that? Who cares?
Yeah.
It just, for me, it's patriarchy, it's internalized misogyny, and yeah, I mean, I feel bad for women like that, but I'm not gonna say I mean, I don't really know. I don't come into a lot of contact with women like that in my real life. I mean, when it comes to the internet, I'm not gonna bully them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep scrolling. But damn.
You don't feel like you've come into contact with a lot of, like, I feel like pick-me's are everywhere.
That's what I'm trying to think. I don't know why I don't come into contact with a lot of people like this in real life.
Do you feel like you're not open to, like, inviting a lot of people into your life, though?
I don't think that's what it is. I think that, honestly, I just think that this might sound pretentious, but I think that my energy is so attuned to what type of person I want to interact with.
Yeah.
That people like that don't cross my path.
Oh, okay.
Honestly. I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah. I get that.
Because I'm trying to think, what kind of adversaries do I run into?
I work in an office full of women.
So do I.
They're all, I feel like it's all this nice, nasty shit. And it's very...
Well, see, the women I work with are not American.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Every single one of them is American. Every single one of them are like 20 years older than me.
Okay, yeah.
So, besides the new girl that I was telling you about.
Okay.
So, I think, one, it always throws them off how, like, opinionated that I am.
Right.
There's one that's kind of close to my age that's, like, 15 years. But even with her, you can tell, like, it's a nice, nasty energy. Mm-hmm. Like, it's, I want to be friends with you, but only so I know, like, what's going on in your life.
Right.
So I really don't talk to the women in, like, a way where I want to be friends with them. I'm more, it's sad to say, I'm more friendly with the men. Because they're very direct in their communication, which I can appreciate. Okay, like, yeah. I like people that, here lies the facts. Like, I can fix whatever issues we have versus me trying to subconsciously or subliminally figure out what's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thing is, even though I don't come off as confrontational, I'm very direct in communication.
Mm-hmm.
So the second that I blow up and get mad about something, I want to go straight to the source. And then people are like, girl, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, bitch, you're crazy because you're playing a mind game. But yeah, going back to social media, I think that it really has fucked the dating pool, though, because men have such an unrealistic version of a woman because of all these filters and apps.
Filters, apps, influencers, porn, all of it, you name it.
I'm like, I'll hear them say, like, women are delusional for wanting X, Y, and Z. Like, they let us know very early on that they're not going to be romantic. They're not going to be doing X, Y, and Z that we're asking, right? Which is our standards, right? But then you'll hear them speak and they're like, I want a girl that has a flat tummy. I want her to have a fat ass. I want her, and it's just, the more you hear them speak, you're like, oh, we're not delusional, it's y'all. Because if you think that she's gonna have that flat tummy in like 15 years after she bore like 3 of your kids.
Yeah, exactly. Their expectations
happening.
are so unrealistic and so surface level. I mean, exactly. It's kind of like what we were saying when we talked about the dating. What are you bringing to the table?
Yeah. I don't bring nothing.
No, I'm talking about the men.
Oh, yeah.
What are the men?
What do you bring?
Yeah, like, you expect me to be perfect physically, mentally, and emotionally. I don't know what you expect because you're probably not even thinking about that because you don't actually see me as a whole person. Yeah.
And then they want you to go 50-50 with them. They're asking you for all this stuff and they're like, hey, I can't even pay all the bills. Like,
yeah, truly don't know what men expect. Do you want to talk about who's Sherilyn?
Yes,
what?
okay.
Your beef?
Yes, okay. Talking about Vanderpump, talking about just how society as a whole is just pandered to men.
Okay.
And so, Sherilyn, for you guys that know, which she's this famous actress in the black community, so you may or may not know her. Have you heard that saying, like, they're black famous?
Black famous, gay famous, yeah.
Yeah, like, people of that community know them, but people outside of it don't.
Yeah.
So, okay, she's this lady that has a talk show.
Okay.
And she recently had a guest named Jonathan Majors on her show, which this is the guy that was, like, projected to be in the Marvel universe. He was going to be like the next Iron Man.
What was he casted to do?
It was something, damn it, I can't remember what it was, but they had 3 movies lined up for him. Like, he was,
yeah, I can't remember
it was a big contract.
Yeah.
But basically the way he markets himself is like this big guy that's like soft spoken and like this mama's boy that just loves life and is a poet and just fake humble and all this shit. And I'm like, men that act like that, I'm like, okay, fuck you, because I know your agenda and it's not good, you know. And so Sherilyn basically gets on her TV show and is like, I don't think Meg the Stallion is a good role model for women, for young girls. And when I hear people say that about celebrities that do have a platform, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. You build your own platform. Like, do it. If you don't like it, just turn the fucking TV off. It's so easy, right? But when we think about Meg the Stallion, we think about a woman who's lost both of her parents. She's lost her grandmother. She's had domestic violence happen to her. She's done so gracefully. All the stories that you hear about her, people say she's nice, she's warm and inviting. She's a businesswoman. She's an artist. She's
educated.
Yeah, she's educated. And you still don't think that's like the fact. I think that it's more so that Megan is sexy as fuck. That's all it is, you know? Because she gets on the show and she allows Jonathan to tell his story, and of course he's emotional and she's emotional as well, and she starts talking about her son. Now, I have seen past episodes where she talks about her son. I'm thinking she's talking about a 15-year-old boy. And so then she had the guest Anthony Mackie on, and he was like, why the hell are you talking about your son like he's 37, like he's 15 when he's 37?
Wait, what was she saying about him?
She was like, I want to take my son to the movie. I thought he was a baby.
Right.
The way she
A
kept
child.
saying, like, how she keeps bringing
Not a
him
grown
up.
man.
Yes, and the way that Anthony Mackie made me put everything into perspective. I was like, why the fuck is she infantilizing this man? Because your son's grown. He probably has his own life. He's probably doing his own thing. And then she turned around and did it with Jonathan, and it just really irked me because that same thought process isn't applied to Megan, who has gone through a lot of shit, who is a woman who you should be.
Wait, but what's the allegations with Jonathan Majors?
Jonathan Majors, basically, he had an ex-girlfriend, which was a white woman, who she there's this video of her getting out of a car with him, and she looks scared. Like, she looks like she's trying to run away from him.
Oh, okay.
And so she goes to the police station. She has, like, markings all over her. She's got a black eye,
Okay.
all of this different stuff.
Right.
And she's basically like, this guy put his hands on me, and he says, no, I didn't.
Okay.
So we don't know what happened in that car. I don't know if...
A real he said, she said.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I believe her story or, like, if I believe his story, but what I will say is that him as a person, it doesn't add up. Like, he just always looks like he's acting. Like, nothing seems real. So, yeah, Sherilyn, I'm just really upset and disappointed because I don't like women that coddle men so much that they can't, and act like that they can't be men, you know? Like, I think that's what's wrong with our community is the aunties, the moms, the grandmas, the big sisters. They treat our men like they're incapable of stepping up to the plate, and that's why we have a whole lot of bitches out here. And it shouldn't be on women, especially black women, to be a strong black woman. And the fact that you're saying that about Miss Meg the Stallion, who we just love and adore, I'm just like, girl, shut the fuck up. It is a pick-me, you know? Like, it's somebody that is okay. Yeah, I feel like pick-me's are okay with supporting women as long as the woman isn't intimidating to them, as long as they're not
Intimidating, or I don't know. I mean, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. Intimidating, right? Because Meg the Stallion owns her sexuality.
Yeah.
And so that can be intimidating if you're not secure in yourself.
Yeah.
But also maybe she's saying that because she like the pick me energy of like, this woman is not like acting how men think women should act, maybe.
Right, but I think that it doesn't really matter because men will say what they want to get you to perform for them,
Right.
and still will choose a bad bitch at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like what happens is that a lot of the good girls build resentment towards these women who are living in their truth, who are being themselves and getting love and getting praised for who they are, because that's what it's happening. Meg is herself wholeheartedly. That bitch is smart, that bitch is hot as fuck, and she's running the world right now. She has a tequila brand that just came out. She's in her bag and she owns her music rights, and so it is kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why is this girl getting all this praise when I'm the good girl? I'm the one that they should be showing up for, which that's you, babe. If you want to be a good role model to these kids, continue to build your platform, continue to talk in your talk show, and to show up in your community how you want to show up. But you cannot police somebody else into being the person that you want them to be.
Yeah, you are right, because if she were happy with herself, she would do exactly what you just said. She would stay in her own lane
Yeah.
and be the good example that she wants to be instead of tearing Meg down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just feel like there are so many people who they like these quote unquote like good examples. They want to be the good example so bad, and they want to be seen as that so bad that they go to the extreme to then pick on the person who they see as the quote unquote bad example, instead of just truly staying in their own lane, right?
Yeah.
And just being true to who being true to themselves. Like if she was just true to herself, she would be happy and she could still be successful, right?
Yeah. I think that's something I struggled with too, like wanting to be the good person for everything in my life.
Yeah.
And then having resentment when I did see girls that weren't the good girl that would win. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I have morals and shit over here.
Okay.
But it's more so, like we said, our society hasn't really socialized women to integrate the darker parts of our personality. Like, we don't think we should be angry. We don't think that we should have talkbacks. So when you cut that version of yourself off to kind of be a masked version of yourself for people, then yeah, you kind of feel like there's something missing inside me. So you're looking outside of yourself to point out who you think the person is that's in the wrong, when really the fault is in yourself because you're not allowing that version of yourself to be fully expressed.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I guess that kind of brings us back to social media, like comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we see, like, you open social media and that's what it is. You're just comparing your lifestyle to someone else's lifestyle, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and that can be pretty damaging if you don't know how to, like, recognize that or pull yourself away from it. I feel like definitely whenever I was a teenager, I felt more like that, like comparing myself to other people.
Yeah.
And I think as I've gotten older, I've, gotten more confident in myself, and now I guess because I'm older and because I've had social media for so long, it doesn't feel as important. So, I mean, like Instagram, I have a public Instagram, but I literally have not posted on it in probably 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And then my Finsta, my private Instagram, like that's the one that I use. But that just has like my friends on it, literally. That's it. So, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I feel like social media definitely, it's good because, there are opportunities. There's business and money to be made.
And you definitely do learn a lot. I mean, even whenever it comes to something as simple as news, that's where our entire generation gets their news from some kind of social media.
Yeah.
Because none of us are watching broadcast news.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Me too, because that's what I went to school for.
Yeah, I like that girl that I was telling you guys about because she breaks everything down to where I feel like sometimes you don't understand all the terms, but she explains everything that they're talking about in legislation.
Yeah, not just the terms, especially when it comes to political stuff.
The terms.
But also the nuance. Like, whenever you're a journalist, you have to learn a lot. And if you're really just, okay, whatever, I don't care. If you're just a simple person, an everyday Joe, and you are not educated or nuanced on global politics at this point, literally, you're really not going to understand a lot of what's actually happening in the news, because of a lot of it is stuff that has been bubbling over,
right,
or it's got a lot of backstory to it, a lot of nuance, basically. So I mean,
like with the sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
With the Palestinian war, like she broke it down to where I could understand it, because before then I was like, what's going on?
Exactly. And the mainstream media very much makes sure that you don't know what's going on, because America is so deeply tied to Israel.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that conflict has been happening since the late 1940s.
Yeah.
That's when it started, after the Second World War. But I mean, like, even Russia and Ukraine, you have to know that Putin is just insane and hates the United States.
Have him and Trump talked or like met? I can't. I don't remember.
That's a good question.
Because I feel like they're the same person.
Yeah, exactly. No, they are friends. They are
Oh!
friends. That's a good question, actually. I don't know if him and Putin have met since he has taken office. Maybe they have. I think they have. I want to say maybe yes.
Yeah.
For sure, he met with Zelensky, which is the Ukrainian president. And we all know what happened then. He,
blew up like a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, and but which wasn't surprising because we already have known that Trump and Putin are friends.
Yeah.
We know that Trump and Putin like each other.
I wonder because it's crazy if you already know that you're an ally with this person, right? And you invite their enemy to have a conference with you. I feel like he already knew ahead of time that he wasn't going to hear him out at all. Or like have a civil conversation. It was just for shits and giggles?
Probably.
So I'm like, why waste your time? Why waste his time? Why waste...
Dude, it's all one big production. It's just, I don't know what they're doing either. Like, your guess is as good as mine, but they are performing. They are performing house boots down, mama.
Yeah. Trump stage left.
Yes, he's in his president drag.
Yeah. Yeah. My boy said, if I'm going to go out with a bang.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to say goodbye for the night. Thank you for joining us this week. Make sure to tune in next week. Make sure to like and subscribe.
We know we said don't be on social media as much or how damaging it could be, but like, comment, subscribe. Oh, we didn't.
I didn't say that.
You said it could be damaging.
Yeah, but you know what? We also have microplastics in our brain, so...
I stand you. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. We need the support. Watch this video all the way through. Give us some feedback. Let us know it's good. Let us know that you're out there watching. We love you guys. Good night, America.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.